New hat, new video. Good morning from Mirror Lake State Park. I'm going to do a campground tour for you today, the Sandstone Ridge Campground. This is Scotty Wandering. My name is Peter, and I do a lot of campground tours. This is one of several campground tours I'm going to do at Mirror Lake. I'm breaking it up into the individual sections so they can be a reference book for you when you're booking online, sitting there looking at the map going, this one's available. I can't tell from the picture if this is a site's going to work for me. What can I find out in a video? And that's what these videos are for. This particular campground is a straight way out, little side loop, then a big loop back around that comes back in over here. There are, like I said, 3 campgrounds here. This one is, I think, a mix of electric and non-electric, so you're going to have to pay attention to that. The first stretch of this is also available for off-season camping and winter camping. And I'm here in the winter. I do that specifically so I can show you the sites without anybody in it. No kids in my videos. I prefer it that way so I'm not, invading people's privacy while they're camping. So we're going to see a pretty much empty campground. There are 3 campers here, and one of them's me. And let's get going. Now, I did a previous video with a driving tour of all the sites in one video several years ago. I just sort of came in, did that quickly. It was summer. You couldn't really see any of the sites, and a viewer asked, have I done a walking tour of this whole state park yet? And I haven't. I have not given Mirror Lake the love it deserves. If you don't know where it is, I am just outside the Dells. You follow a path over and you are at the Jellystone on the other side of the interstate that is in the Wisconsin Dells. The interstate does go zipping by here, but it's not as close as it is at Rocky Arbor State Park on the other side of the Dells. There are some of those sites, you are right by it. Here you got a little bit of a buffer down at the end of the lake before you actually get to it. So first thing here, spin it around. We have boat rentals and boat ramp down that road. So surprisingly, there's a lot of people who drive right past that sign, off season, going that way. You can't go very far right now. First site we're going to look at, 58, is electric. This is one of those off-season, but not winter camping sites. Very long, fairly flat, easy to work with. All right, I'm over in 59 here. That's electric site. It's again, very long site. I feel a little lost in there. A lot more room than I need. 60 is kind of similar with a car camping. All right, we got a trail that heads off to the pit toilet. There's also a full shower house over here. We'll get to that a little later. Let's see, 61 is electric over here. Pretty large, plenty of room for that trailer. 62 over here. Again, very long, very large. There's nothing you're not going to fit in here. Everything will fit in these sites. Easy back ends too. 63 electric site. This is the accessible site. It is next to the restroom, so there's a paved path going over to the restroom. 64, not quite as deep, but very wide. It's got a nice grassy area off to the side for tents. Now there's a road going off that way. I'll get to that later. I'm going to go straight, and then it loops me back around. 65 over here, electric. Again, a nice, very big site. No restrictions there. 66 electric. Now that I'm past the barrier here, again, infinitely long site. I don't know what if you can't fit in there, you're not trying. Now, this loop over here is a little different. This is not for the big rigs over here. This will be 67 through 72. Now in this loop there is no campsites in the middle, so it's a nice green space, public green space, a good place to put your games and stuff. 67 is electric. Now the power is way over where the table is, and if you were to come in straight you'd be going way back. This one's kind of flipped, where the picnic table and fire ring are over on the right beyond the power pole. '68 electric site. Very wide. This one's still got a good deal of length, but not infinitely long. Sorry, this is 69. Nice long site. Now, don't push it because this one does start to drop off at the end of the site. We're starting to get off to a cliffside. And we get to 70. Now this one's got some length, kind of shooting backwards, not straight in. We're going back over to the power pole. There's quite a bit of length there. 71, not long. It's wide. You can set your trailer and vehicle next to each other. You can pull that off here. But this is on the cliff overlooking the road going down to the boat ramp down there. Alright, last one in this little side loop is 72. This one is pretty darn big. Again, electric, going back there forever. Alright, across from the loop, the site's 73. This one's got the trees to kind of hook you around. It's still a very long site. Our next one on the left is, oh, no, we'll get there. Alright, 74 on the right. Again, a very long site. Boy, these are big. 75 on the left. Again, a very long. Now this one's got a slope up and then kind of levels out, but never really levels out. Then we have our camp host site over here, where there's also firewood available during the summer. 76 over here, going absolutely forever. That's a long site. ADM, I don't know what that means. Another little site, but that may be another volunteer site there. I'm not sure. Now this stretch, they can only make the site so big because we are riding a ridge that drops off on both sides. 77 over here is still very large. 78 is getting a little shorter. A lot of winter deadfall. New tree down here they took out, so a little easier to get in and around. A little more sunshine coming in. 79 over here. Again, these are all backed up to edges of the ravines. Still electric. This is 80. Not infinitely large, but this is definitely one you can set trailer and vehicle next to it comfortably. '81 over here. Power is behind the rock over there. Trees, your limiting length factor there. Now we're going to make a pretty steep hill here. So if this kind of thing freaks you out driving it, that may be something to think about. This gets pretty steep coming down. 82 over on the right. The site is nice and level though, nicely terraced, and this one is really very long. But to get in there, you got to pull halfway down this hill and then push it back up in there. So have fun with that. All right, down the hill, we got 83. Now this one slopes up before it goes back in. This one's a little funky. It says electric. Oh, there, it's power pole's way up on the hill over there. Not right by the pad at all. 84, non-electric. Definitely feels like more of a tent or pop-up site. big slope up, but then it levels off with a smaller space up top. Again, like I said, not electric, so tents, small trailers, that kind of thing, no problem in here. Now we've come down the hill. Just came down the hill here. There's more sites over there. There's a parking area here, path down to the beach, path off to the boat launch and rentals from here. So we want to get to the beach and this campground, this is how you get there. Okay, down on this stretch, I have a feeling we're non-electric down here. A little more primitive. 85 over here. Still a fairly large site, but it kind of slopes up and then levels off. Oh, 86 is electric, but not huge. So this is smaller rigs in here. Yeah, not a massive site. Wide though, so you could do trailer and vehicle next to it. 87 over here. Lots of pavement, lots of gravel. And a nice hill to go let kids play in the back in the woods. 88 over here. Snow covered right now. Slopes down going in. This one is electric. It is pretty long, but you lose about half of it to the slope. And a pit toilet for this area. 89 over here. The whole new batch of pine trees in the back. That's kind of interesting. It's pretty long, not electric. Across from that is 90. It's all pretty flat. Snow kind of designates where the site is. Power pole is hiding behind the tree over there. 91. Very deep site. Get lost back in there however you want to do. Whatever you want to do with that one, you can do it. 92. Possibly losing another tree. With power. Backing up to the ravine over there. 93, I assume. The sign is knocked over. Wow, that's a long site. That one just goes forever. 94. Over here. This one definitely has a slope down. It isn't really level until you get down to the snowy area down there. 95 over on the left, non-electric. Definitely slopey. Not the best one. There is room for a tent to be level up there, and that's about it. I will say, down in this stretch still seem to be like the quietest section of the campground. I don't hear the highway at all down here. This is actually very nice. 96. Ignore all the wood that's down. They'll have that cleaned up by spring. It's probably got 20 feet of good level in the back there. No power. All right, 97 with electric. Flat, long, in the more quiet section other than, you know, now that I've got someone cutting trees right now. This road takes you up to the bathhouse, but we're going to continue down here because I don't think there's any sites along there. We're going to continue down here, and there's another stretch of campsites. So there's nothing from these sites on for a while. So this last couple sites were definitely isolated and quiet. All right, we just climbed the whole hill here. Nothing in between here and there. I got 201 through 204 that are down this little road. So we'll do those, and then we'll go back to the rest of this campground. For 4 sites, there's 20 parking spots. These are walk-in sites. So 201 over here. So good tent sites out here. Nice little site here. Nice soft ground, not gravel. 202 off the end of the parking area. This one is way in there. A little more walk. It's a nice big site. So while they're walk-in sites, these sites can handle you and your friends without a problem. Room for plenty of tents back here and plenty of parking. Off the end of the parking, there's a bit of a green space here and water source. 203 is over there. 204 is there. This one's well back in here. Now these are starting to get closer to the main entrance road coming in. But they're nice big sites. Have fun with these. And this would be 204. This one's a little slopier than some of the others, but I'm sure you can find some nice flat spots to set up a tent. It goes way over there. That's a big space. It's like a group camp almost, but not. All right, came out of there. There's the hill we came up. Got a couple parking spots here for $99, so that implies you park out here, camp in there. I don't think you're supposed to, maybe you can put a rig in there. I don't see any real restrictions, but no electric there. All right, so we got a water source across from 98. 98 tucks way back in there. Once the tree's cleared out, this is a very, very long site. No electric though. That looks like a utility building of some form and kind of a site, but no number to it. There's a path heading back to the main bathhouse over there and the pit toilet. Okay, you can clearly see site 100 here, even though the entrance is on the other side of this tree. Non-electric. Across from that, 101, again non-electric. Fresh tree down. Got a lot of cleanup to do here this year, but they're working on it. They got some good weather for that. All right, 102. This goes way, 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 way back, and then all over there is your fire pit and picnic table and fire ring. Lots of room, no power. 103, this one's got a slope up, but goes way back as well. Almost done here. 104, another very large site. Fire ring's over on the right going back, but no power. I'm sure there's plenty of ways to use this. 105 over here. Now we are right on out to the exit here. It's like the last site. Last thing I had to do is to go take a look at that shower house. That's another long site, but this one's very slopey going in. Well, that's a little saddened. This is not, I mean, it doesn't look like a very old one, but it's not the newer spec. It does not have individual shower rooms. You have the men's side, the women's side, and the individual stalls within those. So a little harder to lock up your stuff when you're in there. There is a family bathroom here, but no individual shower stalls on this one. So that's your walking tour of Sandstone Ridge Campground at Mirror Lake State Park. I am here currently at the end of January 2025. I believe there's going to be some road resurfacing going on somewhere in this park in the next couple months. Lots of forestry work going on, so some things may change before you get in here. I have individual tours of all 3 of the campgrounds in here, so check those out if the other ones might interest you more. One is all non-electric, one is almost all electric with massive sites and a lot of paired sites for you and your friend. This one is a mix, and there are definitely some quieter areas to tuck away into. So I hope you found this useful. Please like and subscribe to my channel. See other videos that I come out as I refresh some of these tours. I have tours of almost every campground in the Wisconsin State Park system and State Forest and the National Forest up in the Chequamegon-Nicolet National Forest. I also have quite a few things up in the UP now, as well as Iowa, Illinois, if you want to get out and explore a little further outside of Wisconsin. But there's plenty to do in Wisconsin. So thanks for coming along on this trip. I'll see you in the next one. Get on out there.